up on the board yet?
Yeah, and I would like to nominate myself as well.
Come on, who's up on the board?
So on your turn.
Elisa?
Yay!
You've started writing and it's for mothballs, great mothballs.
I love crunchy as well.
This group again have got 2 people right on the board. I know, it's a 2 against 1.
Team one might win again.
Team.
One more people scribbling.
There you go. We need enough head. Sabotage.
I think it picked out just about everything we were looking for there. Well, the interesting thing was that a lot of them were non-verbal. There was sort of the facial expressions, scratching of head, that sort of thing that is picked out, and also the fact that basically practical jokes in the workplace, what one person thinks is really funny, another person can find very, very unfunny, as what happened in that case. I don't know whether you picked up that it was ongoing,
Constant.
rather than an isolated incident.
When Jesus was being interviewed, he was saying, how many chances have I done give? So it shows that this could have been his final warning, sort of thing. I don't know if you picked up on it when the devil was being led out of the office as well, that the rest of the office was scouring at him, scouring at the devil, as if to say that it's not an isolated incident, it's happened a lot as well. One of the biggest messages we picked up on with that video is that the fact that you have to show dignity and respect your managers as well. It's not from the top down, it can be from the bottom up as well.
Yeah.
So it's a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing.
And in this case, they perceived inappropriate behaviour from an employee towards a line manager. rather than what people generally think it's the other way around.
Yeah. You have the wrong approach when you went days in the office after them.
Does anybody think that practical jokes are good for morale in the workplace?
I think you can have a bit of a joke, but within reason, as long as you're not damaging people's equipment, doing something that's not acceptable or potential health and safety risk. But I mean, as long as your jokes are in good taste and they're not seen to be inappropriate or offensive to anyone else, then I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I think it's common to have humour in the workplace because it helps the day go.
It does.
You know, especially if you're doing a mundane, repetitive job. Sometimes people at my workplace always say it's the crack that keeps them coming back because the atmosphere because people do have,
It is,
you know, fun.
It's often gallows type humour as well, as I thought.
Depends on the culture really of the company, I think.
Yeah. It's a really big emphasis on the culture of the company. If the culture is bad and the environment is bad, then this sort of thing will happen more. But if you can turn the culture around, and if the jokes can be less like, you can still have your jokes, but not offensive ones, I think that is good for morale.
Yeah.
But you've just got to remember the point of the session as well is that what one person might think is an acceptable
Exactly.
joke might not be.
Yeah, I break it down to the individual.
Yeah.
You can talk about the culture all day, but it is how the individual perceives it at the end of the day. Like, you might think that you're telling it's wrong good taste, but the other person might pick up totally wrong. Do you know what I mean?
I think one of the risks in a workplace is you set up social groups, and sometimes the social groups, what they perceive as acceptable, not necessarily for full culture of the business, could be your social group. But if you're in, say, an open plan office or an open plan factory, you know, what you see in your social groups can be heard by others, which can be shared. Good point.
When I saw the first video, they obviously their social group was the norm to be like that.
Has anybody else got anything?
As well as all the good points on the board as well, yeah, some really good ones there as well.
So who's going to get them all bars?
Toss it.
Right, so now how many have you got on that side?
Not enough.
17.
Yeah, I'd say this side will.
I think you should have won
And thanks for taking part in that.
That was good fun.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming in today as well.
Yeah.
Just take you through what we were trying to achieve again.
Yeah, basically, like I said before, our main aim obviously was to show you through 3 clips that what some people obviously think is appropriate, other people don't. Obviously, the way we wanted to do this was by everybody getting into a group discussion and by everybody identifying what you thought was acceptable. And like you just said, Darren, somebody could be telling a joke and one person might find it okay, another person wasn't. So that's what we really wanted to get at, and I think it did work quite well because, like I just showed in the last clip, everybody did start to get into a group discussion. And then just our other, going through the 6 days, how we thought we would meet it through this session. So I'll just have a quick look.
Hopefully you would have found that quite educational and quite helpful. Hopefully enlightening you a little bit more about these things. I mean, everyone knows that bad jokes are bad, obviously, but
It's about humour and how humour can unintentionally cause harm in the workplace and distress to individuals or teams. Another thing we're looking for was the unintentional harm rather than intentional, which people tend to think all issues that cause people to feel as though it's affecting their well-being are deliberate. Sometimes they're not.
yeah.